Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Vinod Kaushik, on the behalf of IAP India Digital Team, just welcomes you all. And today, the webinar is organized by IAP and IAP Women's Cell, Gujarat State. And the moderator of the today webinar is Dr. Dhara Sharma ma'am. And I just request everyone, please subscribe IAP India YouTube channel and other social platform to get in touch with these type of interesting topics. I just showed my gratitude to our Dr. Sanjeev K. Jha and Dr. Ruchi Vaishnav for providing us this wonderful platform for sharing the knowledge. Now I will hand over to Dr. Dhara ma'am. Please continue with the webinar.
Thank you very much, Vinod sir. And I am equally thankful to Dr. Vinod sir as well as entire digital IAP team. And as well as thankful to Sanjeev Jha sir and Ruchi Vaishnav ma'am for this wonderful initiative of connecting us all nationwide and here statewide. To continue with our webinar, good evening one and all, welcome over here. And I am Dr. Dhara Sharma. I am principal in charge at Khyati College of Physiotherapy, and I am president at Gujarat State Chapter, Indian Association of Physiotherapists. We are all gathered here today to understand the regulatory bodies of physiotherapy in Gujarat. And with me, I have two wonderful dignitaries, and I'm sure that those who are in physiotherapy field in Gujarat, for them, these two names are not new. But still, I would take this opportunity to introduce them. To begin with, Dr. Yagna Shukla ma'am. So ma'am is principal at Government Physiotherapy College, which is Civil Hospital, Ahmedabad. She is recognized PG as well as PhD guide, and she as well is president of Gujarat State Council for Physiotherapy. Ma'am has nearly 30 years of academic experience, and she has a huge contribution in terms of research in physiotherapy, be it reviewing papers and posters at WCPT or being a presenter at WCPT herself, as she has presented various papers and posters at WCPT, various WCPT conferences. She has many national, international publications as well as presentations on her name. And a name which is known to all of us, Dr. Yagna Shukla ma'am. And one quality which she has is that she is always ready for the betterment and for the awareness of the physiotherapy profession. And I would say currently the flag bearer of physiotherapy in Gujarat is Dr. Yagna Shukla ma'am for us. And another equally eminent personality with us, Dr. Nehal Shah ma'am, who is principal at SBB College of Physiotherapy. She as well is a PG and PhD guide, and ma'am is known to all of us for EMG and NCV. She is a distinguished faculty from American Academy of Electrodiagnosis since 2014. This academy is recognized by APTA. And she as well has huge contributions in terms of research. She is as well is, collaborated for many international research representing physiotherapy India to many international levels as well. And she is member of board of studies for many colleges and university. So on behalf of IAP and IAPWC Gujarat, I would like to welcome Nehal Shah ma'am and Yagna Shukla ma'am. One thing which I forgot to mention for Nehal Shah ma'am is she is Joint Secretary West Zone IAP. Okay, so that rather should not be missed over here, because ma'am is going to explain to us here about IAP and Yagna ma'am is going to explain to us about GSCPT. So without wasting much of your time, I would just take a moment and once again say thank you to both of you to join with us here today and, enlighten us for this wonderful, wonderful thing, which is a regulatory bodies of physiotherapy. As a student, as a professional, everyone must know about it. So now, without wasting much of the time, I would hand it over to Yagna Shukla ma'am. Ma'am, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dhara, for this generous introduction. And am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So, very good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. Very dynamic our IAP President, Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir, Dr. Suresh Babu Reddy sir, IAP Vice President, very sincere and committed IAP Secretary, Dr. Annamalai sir, energetic, innovative and ever smiling IAP Treasurer, Dr. Ruchi Vashne Madam, very passionate, sincere and committed IAP Joint Secretary, West Zone, Dr. Nehal Shah, dedicated, hardworking President of IAP Gujarat, dear Dr. Dhara, respected IAP EC members, entire digital IAP team, more than 1,000 registered members of this webinar, my dear friends. First, I would sincerely like to thank IAP for two things. One, for selecting this topic and organizing this webinar. And second, for giving me this golden opportunity. Thank you very much. It is really, I can say, need of an hour. Everyone must know, especially those who are in Gujarat, working as a physiotherapist, about GSCPT, and also they should know about IAP. So I am just today going to talk on what is Gujarat State Council for Physiotherapy, how does it functions, why registration in GSCPT is mandatory, and how to register in GSCPT. And if you have any questions, you can just write down in the chat box and we can discuss it, or I can answer it later on. So before I start, I would like to have little clarification about the difference between association and council, which we may discuss it later on also. So association is a non-government organization registered under Society Act. And council is a government organization. It is a statutory body. And the act is passed by Legislative Assembly. And the registration, as far as GSCPT is concerned, is mandatory if you want to work as a physiotherapist in Gujarat. This demand of Physiotherapy Council in Gujarat was many years back. It was demanded by many students, by professionals. And in 2011, in Gujarat Legislative Assembly, this bill was passed. And I can proudly say that I was an eyewitness. I was present there in the guest lobby of this council, assembly, and when this act was passed. So I was an eyewitness of it. And it was announced in Government Gazette. It was published. And in 2016, 26 February, the first members of GSCPT, as per the act, it was to be nominated by the government. So this was a logo, and this is a first GSCPT team, which was led by President Dr. Nipul Salvi and Vice President Dr. Jharna Shah. And all rest were members of this GSCPT. And this is from 2021 to 2026. This is a governing body of GSCPT. So these are the different members: Additional Chief Secretary of Government of Gujarat, Additional Director, myself is a Vice President, Financial Advisor, Deputy Secretary. One member of Medical Council is there as per the Act. These are the 4 elected members: Dr. Hardik Bhatt, Dr. Nehal Shah, Dr. Bindesh Patel, and Dr. Nikunj Vekaria. These are 4 elected members. These are 4 members from recognized physiotherapy teaching. They are nominated members. That is Dr. Paras Bura. Dr. Ashish Kakkar is a president. Dr. Urmi Bhatt and Dr. Ketu Lohja. These are the two government representatives from government institutions, Dr. Chetna Seju and Dr. Nishan Tejwani. And two physiotherapists represents physiotherapy organization, that is Dr. Sunil Bhavsa and Dr. Arpit Makwana. So, and she is registrar madam, backbone I can say Dr. Prakruti Mutka, and this is a small GSCPT office team. Over and above this, there are 29 inspectors from different districts of Gujarat. So there are three main committees of this council: Executive Committee, Equivalence Committee, and Registration Committee. So the objectives of this GSCPT Council is coordination and determination of standards of education in the field of physiotherapy in the state of Gujarat, to regulate the practice of physiotherapy in the state of Gujarat, and to maintain the registration of physiotherapists in the state of Gujarat. Now, three main things this council is doing. It is working in the field of physiotherapy education, physiotherapy clinical practice, and it is maintaining the registration. Now, who can register in GSCPT? That is Gujarat State Council for Physiotherapy. And I can proudly say that Gujarat is the only state where we have an exclusive physiotherapy council. Rest of Maharashtra, Delhi, they have an occupational therapy and physiotherapy council. So this is an independent physiotherapy state council. So the one who is qualified physiotherapist from recognized university or college, who wants to practice physiotherapy in Gujarat, who wants to work as an academician in Gujarat, who wants to open a clinic, who wants to work in a hospital as a physiotherapist in Gujarat, who wants to work in government as a physiotherapy employee in Gujarat, the one who wants to go to abroad for either study or work, they have to get themselves registered in Gujarat State Council for Physiotherapy. Now, once you are registered, you have a right to practice physiotherapy as a physiotherapist in Gujarat. You have a right to sign or authenticate any certificate required by any law to be signed or authenticated as a physiotherapist. But in every communication, GSCPT number is mandatory. It is, and they can give evidences in the court of law as a physiotherapy subject expert if you are a registered member, and you have a right to stand in GSCPT election, and also you have a right to vote. So these are the rights of registered member in GSCPT. This was the notice which was given in Gujarati as well as English newspaper, even in the Gujarat State Medical magazine, just to create an awareness, and it is mandatory to get themselves registered as well as write the registration number in all the documentations, and also in their visiting card, on the clinic, their board, on the letterhead, wherever they are communicating themselves as a physiotherapist. Now, how the council is functioning? It is, as I said, it is maintaining the register of GSCPT members. If somebody wants to open physiotherapy college, BPT, graduate college in Gujarat, they have to take permission and get themselves registered in GSCPT. If they want to start MPT, master's program, again they have to take permission and they have to get themselves registered. So those registered colleges student will get registration in GSCPT. Even your degree is recognized by getting yourself registered. your qualification is recognized by the council. Council also, it is under the process, it is already done the syllabus, uniformity of syllabus across Gujarat and academic regulations. Even the professional conduct of physiotherapists is being regulated, or it is being, regulated by the GSCPT. So we have announced code of ethics, and accordingly, all our physiotherapy professionals are supposed to follow this code of ethics. If we found anything wrong in that, we have a right to take action. Now, on whom we can announce punishment or penalty? The therapist who is practicing in Gujarat as a physiotherapist without registration in GSCPT, if anybody is confirming or granting or issuing graduate degree, the person who is not authorized in giving degree, or any institute which is giving this degree, if somebody is falsely claiming themselves as a registered member, and remember, we are facing this problem and we are taking actions. One thing I would like to make it very clear, this GSCPT Council came in action in 2016 and today it is 2022. So nearly 6-7 years have passed. Now it is high time that everyone must know the importance of getting themselves registered, and if they are not registered, what actions can be taken against them. So if somebody is misusing the title physiotherapy, or if any misconduct as a member is proved, then actions according to Act, there are various punishment. So depending on the offenses anybody has done, there might be a penalty of 5,000 to 25,000, and imprisonment up to 2 years can be declared. So it is a serious offense, we can say, and everyone must know if they are not member, they can be punished up to imprisonment up to 2 years. So why registration in council is mandatory? Done because it is mandatory as per the Council Act. So how to get yourself registered? Just you have to visit this www.gscpt.in website. The window will be open and there are many options. You have to just open the registration icon and you have to fill up the application online. You have to sign up. If you have not registered yourself, if you are registering yourself for the first time with your name, email and password, you have to fill up the detail and you have to take out the print in a legal size, one-side print page only, and with it you have to send the documents. Of course, you have to pay fees if you are a Gujarat Gujarat college pass out student, then the fees are 2,500. If it is from outside Gujarat, it is 3,500. If you are registering yourself after 1 year of passing, then there is an extra penalty fee of 1,000. So all details are there on the website. So you have to send copy of your internship completion certificate, which is issued by your college, course completion certificate, attempt certificate, provisional degree or final degree certificate. The copy has to be verified by either at the council office with your original documents or by council committee members or council inspectors. The list of all this is very much there on the website. You can very well see it. If the purpose behind having this many inspectors at different districts is it becomes easy for the professionals to go and get the verification done. And with all this verified copy, they have to send it to the Gujarat State Council office. This is an address. You can note down this address and you just have to post it with the copy of your paid fees, print of the fees which you may pay it online, you may pay it by cash, you may pay it by DD. So this is how the registration is done. And the basic reason behind this council is upliftment of physiotherapy profession by supporting and uniting physiotherapists and by providing standard norms for educational and physiotherapy practice for the benefit of society. So this was all about GSCPT and how the things are working, who are the office bearers, and if you want to get yourself, and why it is mandatory, what are the advantages, and just this was by the experience so far. What we could say is there were many queries and questions and confusion among our professionals, and that is why I must again sincerely thank Dr. Nehal Shah, Dr. Dhara Sharma for this great webinar initiative and topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for this wonderful presentation. It cleared a lot of doubts that people must have had about the council. Now, let's go to Nehal Shah, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please brief us about IAP and its functioning, and probably then we can start the question answer session. Meantime, if you have any questions, then you can address those questions in the chat box. Kindly refrain from taking any personal questions. The questions here, what we want is about the functioning, or if you have any doubts regarding registration process, regarding IAP or regarding council, that can be put here in the chat box.
A very good evening, everyone. Thank you, Yagna Madam, for accepting our invitation and be here. And it was an association's duty to make its members or to make physiotherapists realize what the council is, what the association is, and when council and association work together, then and then only the profession will get uplifted. So that is what our try is. Right now, some information about the Indian Association of Physiotherapists. Many of us know about it, but still there are many who are students who are still studying, and it is necessary for them also to know about the Indian Association of Physiotherapists. So talking about IAP, it is a non-profit, non-government organization which represents the physiotherapy profession at the national and an international level. We are the member of World Physiotherapy. So World Physiotherapy, previously known as WCPT, that is World Confederation of Physiotherapy, which is a group of associations of all the countries that have physiotherapists with them. So we are a member of World Physiotherapy, which means that the members of IAP are recognized internationally as far as physiotherapy degree is concerned. IAP was registered under Indian Society Act in the year 1955, and IAP is a member association of World Physiotherapy. So we have more than 450 district branches. We have 36 state branches, and we have more than 300 member colleges. This is the latest data as per the Indian Association of Physiotherapists database. This means that we have one national IAP body, and then we have individual state branch, and every state is supposed to make a district branch. And this all network, basically this is all networking, so that we all can come together. IAP also gives membership to the colleges, and there are many advantages if a college is a member college of IAP. We have more than 50,000 life members till date, and from them, approximately 12,500 are active practicing members, which means that they are actively practicing physiotherapy in India. and we are still increasing our reach gradually day by day. So if you want to understand the framework of IAP, we have a governing body which we call it as National Executive Committee. And the duty of National Executive Committee is to govern both things. One is the state, the individual state committee, and there are national committees which are made for a particular function. Right. So a governing body looks into the state, respective state committee and the national committee. The state committee will take care of the profession in the state and is responsible for forming and managing the district branches. Whereas from the national committee, we also make the state subcommittees. So say if we have a anti-quackery committee in IAP, and IAP anti-quackery committee will have a subcommittee. So we will have one representative who will be the national head of that committee, and then we will have one state head, and then we will have state subhead as well. So it is a hierarchy that is there, so that the powers are decentralized, nobody is overburdened, and everyone can function. The National Executive Committee consists of the President, the Vice President, General Secretary, and Treasurer. There are joint secretaries. India is divided into 5 zones: North, South, East, West, and Central zone. So we have 5 joint secretaries, one representing each zone. That is, I am representing the West zone, and we have 2 EC members in each zone. So we have 2 EC members for the West zone also. One is Dr. Achal Vashi, who is practicing in Navsari, and one is Dr. Sudip Kale, who is practicing in Mumbai. So this is how the formation of our committee is. Coming to the State Executive Committee, we have President, Vice President, General Secretary, Treasurer. Gujarat State also has got 2 joint secretaries and 5 EC members. And they are all geographically distributed across the entire state. Aims of IAP, first thing is to improve quality of physiotherapy education in India. Let me tell you one thing, not all the states have got Physiotherapy Council, and we don't have a national body. So in that case, for those states that don't have Physiotherapy Council, it is IAP who is taking care of education, clinical practice, academics. IAP is laying down the standards, and IAP is trying to make sure that these standards are to be followed. So the aims of IAP is to improve quality of physiotherapy education in India, to improve quality of physiotherapy practices in India. We represent the members, right? So what we do, we represent their interests. So if there is any problem and if they need IAP to intervene into it so that they can be represented well to their authorities, we do that. We develop policies for the betterment of its members, and then we suggest to the government, because we are a group of physiotherapists. So anything pertaining to physiotherapy, we have all the experts with us. So we frame certain policies, and then we request the government that this is good for the betterment of physiotherapy, and please take it ahead so that the physiotherapists are benefited. We represent the profession on the international platform. As I said, we are a part of World Physiotherapy. We ensure ethical professional practice and high professional standards. We also take care of conferences, seminars, workshops, camps, etc. We publish. We have our own journal. So we publish literature, journal, periodicals, newsletters, etc. We promote research, technology, and innovation. We watch and advise government organizations and NGOs on policy matters which affect the development and practice of physiotherapy in the country. And we advise and assist government in the establishment of statutory council for regulating physiotherapy. I would fail in my duty if I don't thank Dr. Piyush Patankar and Dr. Nehal Shah, who were at that time representing IAP, and to my knowledge, they had also put in great efforts to get the state council within the Gujarat. The vision, mission, and values of IAP. The mission of IAP is to maximize patient satisfaction, and build a high level of clinical care to build a community with relationship. Our vision is transforming society by optimizing movement to improve human experience, and our values are integration of evidence, clinical reasoning, and therapeutic skills into practice. Now, as I said, IAP has got different committees which are functioning. So different committees are, IAP has a very big women's cell. All because we know that 70% of our profession are females, and so the females have got together to form IAP Women's Cell, which is presently doing activities in order to promote physiotherapy, in order to create awareness and updation of knowledge among the physiotherapists. We have IAP Research Committee. The main aim of Research Committee is to promote good quality research. And for the first time in the history, if you look at the research funding opportunities exclusively for physiotherapists are very less. You look into any government fundings, but especially for physiotherapists, funding opportunities are less. And so this year, for the first time, IAP has announced research grants for all different categories in order to promote good research and good innovations in the field of physiotherapy. We have a drafting committee. Say we want to represent something to the government. The drafting committee comes into action, drafts the letters for us, which we represent to the officials, authorities, wherever it is needed. We have a UG committee, PG committee, and students wing. Basically, the aim is, again, as Yagna Madam said, unifying the syllabus, regulating the colleges, maintaining the standards in the colleges, and also taking care and also regulating the salary structure of its members. We have a students wing. Very soon IAP is coming up with the student membership, which will be free for the student who is studying in a member college, and it will be charged ₹400 for a student who is studying in a non-member college. We also have a fundraising committee. There is a government affair committee which takes care of all the representations in the government. We have a social justice committee, the ethical legal committee, anti-quackery committee. The anti-quackery committee is very active, and the response time of that anti-quackery committee is 24 hours. So you make a complaint to the anti-quackery committee, within 24 hours that request is taken up and the necessary actions are initiated. We have a branch coordination committee to coordinate 450 district branches and 36 state branches. We have a branch coordination committee. We have an infrastructure committee. Now, this is a new committee, and this committee, the main vision is to have IAP houses across the country. Just like we have medical association houses, wherein the doctors can go, they can stay if they are out of town at a very reasonable rate. If there are examinations, the examiners can be placed there. So IAP also aims at establishing such IAP houses across the country, and that is why we have infrastructure committee. We have collaboration, innovation and collaboration committee, wherein we are trying to collaborate with innovators across the globe so that we can, we can upgrade ourselves. And we also have endorsement committee. Endorsement committee means if you see certain advertisement, especially the toothpaste and all, and what they say, Indian Dental Association Dwara Pramanit, Indian Medical Association Dwara Pramanit. So similarly, we are also into brand endorsements, and that is why we have an endorsement committee. Now, we have national EC has got the members, right? We are almost 19 members in our national EC, and every member is given one committee to head. So any person, say if I am a joint secretary for the West Zone, I am also the national head for the research committee of IAP, and likewise. Right, just like our treasurer Ruchi Vashne ma'am, she is a treasurer in IAP, and at the same time she is a national head for Women's Cell. Similarly, all EC members are given one committee to take care and functioning it properly. So we are catering two responsibilities in the national EC. We also have a physiotherapy journal, which is known as the Journal of Indian Association of Physiotherapists, which the publisher of which are Walter Kluwer. And this is where these are our abstracting and indexing partners. And we are following the standards that are laid down by the COP, that is Committee on Publication Ethics, International Committee of Medical Journal Editors, and World Association of Medical Editors. So this is a very good journal to publish it, and publication in this journal is free for anyone who is a member of IAP. This is our team. We have President Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir, Vice President Dr. Suresh Babu Reddy sir, Annamalai sir, who is our Secretary, Ruchi Madam, who is our Treasurer, Dr. Ali Irani, everyone knows him and he is a patron for our committee, and Dr. Ketan Bhatikar, who is a co-op member. These are the 5 joint secretaries and the 10 EC members, and this constitutes the National Executive Committee of IAP. This is our Gujarat State IAP team. Dr. Dhara Sharma ma'am, she is the president. Dr. Sagar Naik, who is a vice president. Dr. Megha Sheth is a treasurer in IAP. Dr. Diresh Sorani, who is a general secretary. Then we have 2 joint secretaries and 5 EC members. We are very much active on social media. So we have our website www.physiotherapyindia.org, wherein you will get all the information. Our registration process is online. You can go to our website and make online procedure for registrations. We have our Facebook pages. One is for IAP and one is for IAP Women's Cell. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. IAP India has got its YouTube channel with more than 300 videos and more than 18,000 subscribers. So, you know, this channel has become like Google for physiotherapy. You type any topic that you want to listen to and you will find one or the other lecture of the same topic in it, because we have more than 430 videos posted. I request everyone, please subscribe IAP India YouTube channel and you will definitely enjoy it, because everything there is evidence-based, authentic and by the experts. We have done quite a few activities in this pandemic. More than 400 online webinars conducted. Delhi IAP has formed one helpline to connect patients with doctors and physiotherapists. If you go to the IAP website, there is an interactive chat box which will give you all information you need about COVID-19. And IAP has also framed, there are experts, these are the list of the experts who have contributed in framing the guidelines, physiotherapy guidelines for patients with COVID-19 in acute care settings and even in patients with long COVID and post-COVID. The guidelines are there on the website. I will request everyone working in COVID setup to go and read these guidelines. So if you go to the website, this is our home page and this is the chat box that I spoke about. The chat box will ask you what information you want about this pandemic. You click on any information and you will get it. So somebody has asked about vaccination, it will give all the information and it is also connected to the COVID portal, right? So this is all about the website of IAP. IAP Gujarat had its first conference organized in 2019, which was our first ever conference, which has got a good media attention. And this was the team who worked for the conference. We are hosting 59th annual conference of IAP, which is going to be there on 7th and 8th May 22 at Kolkata. And thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nehal ma'am, for this wonderful insight into the work and functioning of IAP. I'm sure students must have got a lot of ideas regarding the council and the association. But still somewhere what I feel is there is the question which needs to be answered. Though Yagna ma'am had answered it briefly initially in her presentation, But what is the difference between a council and an association? And another question with that I would want to add to it is that if, say, somebody is already a member of GSCPT, does he or she has to take membership of IAP?
To whom you want this answer?
It is open to both of you. If probably the difference can be explained by you, ma'am, and the later part Nehal ma'am can address.
The thing is, association, as I said, it is non-government body, but everyone must have a clear idea that we physiotherapists do not have central council. Not every state have council. Very few states in India have council. So everything is being regulated all over India by IAP, that is Indian Association of Physiotherapists. So it is mandatory to get somebody registered in IAP. And if they want to practice in Gujarat as a physiotherapist, it is very much mandatory to get themselves registered in GSCPT. So both registration at both places is very much mandatory, I would say. And as far as I think I have answered your second question also.
Yes, ma'am.
Over to Nehal, if she wants to add something.
There have been many people asking this question to me, and I would just answer in a very simple way that when you talk about a family, you have a mother and you have a father. So mother nurtures the child, takes care of the child, pampers the child. And if we do something wrong, the mother tries to protect it. I mean, tries to, pamper you. Right? And then you have a father who will look strict, who will look very strict to you, but in all that father is there to protect you and to take care of your future. So according to me, association is your mother and council is your father. And I think we cannot do without either of them.
Very true. It's such a wonderful way of putting things, that clarifies a lot of doubts in everyone's mind, probably.
Yeah, so you need both of them. Say you are a member of IAP, that gives you networking across the entire country.
Right.
Tomorrow somebody is migrating to some other state and you are IAP member, you will get an access to many people outside Gujarat, provided you are an active member. That helps. Recently, somebody messaged me that I was in Gujarat, now I have shifted to Visakhapatnam. Madam, do you know anybody there?
Very true.
I think she must have messaged you also.
Yes.
Right. So that kind of a help we can give if we are in an association which is nationally connected. Right. Another thing is if you are going to some state which does not have a council and you want to work in academics there, you will definitely need IAP. Right. Before the council, when the council was not there, everywhere, if you are trying to get into academics, the mandatory thing was IAP membership, right? So I think you need both. At the same time, you want to publish something. You have IAP journal. You want to get a research grant. You have IAP research grants for you, right? At the same time, if you ask me about council, I am a council elected member as well. Council is taking care that in your area, say if somebody is doing nuisance, somebody is doing any anti-social, anti-physio activity who is not a physiotherapist, council can definitely take action. Council can launch FIR and protect your rights. Right. So right now council can be strict with telling you that be a member of council. If you don't be, we will punish you. Is like a father saying that please get registered so that tomorrow if you are in trouble, we are there to help you out. So this is what I can say. Both are necessary and both have their own prerogatives. And you have to understand that you cannot go in a family. If we talk about the medical fraternity, they have a Medical Council of India and they have IMA. I have never heard any doctor asking that I am NCI member, do I have to join IMA? They do it.
Right.
by compulsion, by whatever they do it, by tradition, whatever they do it. I have never seen any doctor asking this kind of a question.
Right.
So the bottom line is, council is a controlling state level body for physiotherapists who can take strict action. Of course, we are little soft so far, but now the time has come. If you are not registered member, actions will be taken. So take my words very seriously, because if you want to practice in Gujarat, it is mandatory by law, by council, by act, that you must get yourself registered in GSCPT. And we have tried that there were many quacks, and there are many quacks, but we have closed their clinic. Just one notice is enough to close anybody's clinic. If they don't follow it, even FIR can be filed against them. So it is really very much necessary to get yourself registered in GSCPT.
Okay, that makes a lot of things clear for us. And since you were mentioning about the quack practice and the malpractice happening, the question that is next is that if the person is a physiotherapist, or even a non-registered member who is not a physiotherapist, but they are availing the services of physiotherapists, and it comes to their notice that somebody who is not a physiotherapist is practicing physiotherapy. So a registered member can obviously raise a complaint to GSCPT as well as IAP. But can a non-member also register or file a complaint at GSCPT or IAP, and what can be the process for it?
Any member or non-member, if they have a problem, or if they find that if anybody who is not a professional or a qualified person in practicing, then they can write a letter, or by mail they can send their complaint, if possible with the proof. Otherwise GSCPT will try to find the proof, and if it is proved that the person who is practicing is a quack or he is not a qualified person, actions will be taken by GSCPT. And as I said, up to FIR. We are filing an FIR against one person who was found to have a fake GSCPT registration certificate. So such things, such activities, against those activities, we are filing FIR also. So again, it is good for physiotherapy professionals, and if somebody wants to file complaint, they can very well write it to the GSCPT, or for IAP, even Nehal can throw more light.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so IAP also has an anti-quackery committee and taking care of a lot of such issues. So if you have anything, say if you know that somebody is doing malpractice, who is not a physiotherapist and doing a practice, you can just send an email to iap.antiquackerycell@gmail.com. The mail will be answered in 24 hours. Now what we do, we try to inquire from our end, because we are rooted at the district levels as well. So we have the anti-quackery subcommittee at all the districts. So we are rooted there. So we can just contact the subcommittee head at that place and tell them to either visit to inquire from his or her end and get us the correct information about it. Any non-member can definitely complain to us, but if it is in the right, IAP will try to see that the rights of its members are protected, not the non-members. So we will try to protect the rights of our members. So if we find that there is genuinely some unethical things going on at that place, we can do three things. One is send the notice on behalf of IAP to that person. Two, we will right away even inform the Gujarat state, the state councils wherever they are there. If the state council is not there, then we will straight away go to the third thing, and that is launching a police complaint or FIR against that person. So we are working in these three patterns, and we have got so many complaints so far, and we are trying to resolve them as well. And we have done police complaint. There was one wrong thing happening under the name of physiotherapy. Some massage parlor was going on, and so many things. And we have launched a police complaint there. So this is happening. We do this way. But at the same time, if the states that have council, we will definitely inform the state councils from our end as well that this is happening, and please look into it. Because ultimately the states that have got the councils, they are going to, the council is going to take actions as per their council act.
Okay. Ma'am, there is one question regarding GSCPT, Yagna ma'am. I guess a physio or a student has a question that if after completing BPT, one has registered for GSCPT, then once they finish MPT, do they have to register again?
Yes. We have not started MPT registration, but once BPT passed physios, that process is by and large covered. We will start MPT registration soon. Even PhD, the one who has done PhD, even they are also supposed to register in GSCPT. So yes,
Okay.
after MPT also and after PhD also, but that process is not yet started.
Okay, ma'am. Another question which has come is that there are some students who are doing jobs in third year and final year.
Very good question.
Yes. So then do we have any regulations regarding that?
Yes, it is a real good question. It is serious thing. Last month, all the inspectors were asked to visit different places, clinic, just to check whether the practicing physiotherapists are GSCPT registered or not. And there were many shocking experiences and stories have come out. And one of these was second, third year students. So we will, once that report of inspection is submitted, we will give notice to the colleges, and those students may have problem in getting registration in GSCPT.
Okay.
So they are not supposed to practice in any private clinic. And if with proof it is found, then those registration of those students as well as even the college will be given notice. They are not supposed to allow their student to go to private clinic to work. They are supposed to study in the college. So if such things is proved and found, then definitely the registration of such student or such pass out college student will be at risk.
Okay, ma'am.
So that is seriously taken.
So, and in the audience, we have many students over here as well. So they as well can get the message now that what is the right thing to do and what is not right. And in the same regard, there is one more question is that if the practicing therapist at whose clinic the students are working or even non-qualified physios are kept as an assistant, will there be any action taken against them?
Definitely.
Definitely.
If somebody complains at GSCPT with the proof, and when GSCPT will find from their own sources, and if that kind of practice is there, that clinic, that person, everything, actions can be taken as per the act against those who are working like that. So you just have to send a complaint in writing with the proof.
Right. Thank you, ma'am, for answering all those questions. Now, there are last two questions which I have for both of you. One pertaining to the responsibilities that we have towards the council and responsibility that we have towards IAP. Since we are registered member of council and we are registered member of IAP, what is our responsibility as a registered member? What is my responsibility per se towards council first and later on same question to IAP.
Responsibility as a physiotherapist is first to get themselves registered as soon as you pass your BPT, and you have to follow code of ethics which is being declared, and you have to follow it thoroughly so that you don't end up with any other issues. If you follow it thoroughly, and then you can proudly practice in Gujarat as a physiotherapist.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Over to you.
So if you ask me responsibility towards IAP, the first thing, as Yagna madam said, please maintain code of ethics, do ethical practice, do good for the society, do good for your patients. At the same time, there are many people who are telling we are IAP members, and then if they are doing something which is a malpractice, then IAP will not tolerate this kind of malpractice, right? Then there are many who say that we are IAP members, why the council is not registering us. But the norms of registration for IAP is different than the norms of registration for GSCPT. If you look years back into, because IAP is very old, right? So many years back, IAP had one trend that if the college is not affiliated to IAP in those days, it used to be mandatory, in fact, to get your college registered. But say the college was not good, or the college had some serious issues, IAP would not register that college. That is, I'm talking years back. But what about the students who have passed from those colleges? So IAP used to conduct one associate examination. The examination really was difficult. The students from these non-affiliated colleges used to give exams, and after passing that exams, they could be given IAP membership. Right. Now years have passed, and today they have now the council has come into picture. Right. So the council will have its own way to analyze whether that university is right or not, whether that college is right or not. So for the same reason, IAP would have refused that student, but given one small opportunity to appear for the exam, then it is our responsibility not to quote IAP while applying for GSCPT, or not to quote IAP for anything, for anybody coming to you and asking for your council registration. What IAP has done years back, IAP has its own reason to do it years back. Right. So if the council is refusing, you have to understand that the selection criteria for both are different. And you have to abide. If you are in Gujarat, you have to abide by the fact that you have to get registered with GSCPT, and IAP supports this, rather IAP promotes this, because if we are good, council is not going to refuse us.
Very true. Very
True.
So on that note, it clarified a lot of doubts that practicing physios and students would have in their mind regarding GSCPT and regarding IAP. I once again take this opportunity to thank Yagna ma'am and Nehal ma'am to be with us here today and share these wonderful insights on these regulatory bodies, GSCPT as well as IAP. I am very, very thankful to you, both of you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
From my end, I would like to thank Yagna madam. She has been my teacher and she has always been there. So thank you, Yagna ma'am. But over and above, I would like to thank Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir, who has given us free hands to work for the profession. As long as we are working for the profession, he is always there. And thank you, Ruchi madam, because she has always been so supportive, a single idea, and she is there with the solution. She is there to help us out, and that's how the IAP has been growing day by day. So thank you my entire EC, because the entire EC this year has been very enthusiastic and very much committed. Thank you everyone so much. Last but not the least, the digital platform, which I have been a great admirer of. Thank you, digital team, as well.
Yes. So I would very much agree with you, Nehal ma'am, that digital team had been doing such wonderful work, and every single webinar has been like so, so smooth and effortless. It's only because they are there all the time and helping us out with every single thing that goes around behind this entire webinar. So I am thankful to the entire technical team, especially Vinod sir, for being with us here today. And I'm as well thankful to Sanjeev Jha sir, Ruchi Varshne ma'am, and entire CEC. And thank you all the participants for being here today and listening to the the regulatory bodies of physiotherapy, which is very, very mandatory and very much what to say, essential for all the physios to know about. So thank you everyone.
Thank you, IAP, once again. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks
Thank you,
for
sir.
this wonderful webinar. Earlier, maybe you are knowing in Haryana, the council has been formed just now, and I learned a lot of things from all of you. Thank you, ma'am. And I just shows again gratitude towards Dr. Sanjeev K. Jain, Dr. Ruchi Vaishnav, ma'am. I just request everyone subscribe IAP India YouTube channel to get in touch with so well-renowned speaker with us. Thank you. Thank you.